What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another edition of 4 Dummies, and tonight I enjoy with the other 3 dummies. I have Mrs. Skullface.
Hello.
Mr. Just One.
Yo, what's happening?
And Mr. Robert Detoff.
Hello.
Robert Detoff has been having some technical issues this afternoon. If you'd like to hear the uncut version of this, please feel free to check out the Patreon, where you can find the hour-long episode. And you know the routine, check your feelings at the door. This is another Collector's Critique, number 45, if memory serves. And we're going to start off with Ashley. And I'm not sure if it is a male or a female, so...
Great furniture, though.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right.
How you like that?
Dios.
All right.
Yep. I don't hate this.
No.
They're lit. There's layers to the shelves. There's interesting layouts. They're not overcrowded.
Yeah, man. Other than I'm just not a fan of the brown case and the stuff that's on top of this thing. You fine. Good job.
Yeah, and I think that the brown case, it's hard to tell because of the picture framing, but I get the impression that the brown case is in an odd space in the room. Because it looks like there's like stuff leaning up against it on the side, and I don't know. It doesn't seem like it's like, yeah.
I know. That's what's crazy. It's like you took the time to build all of these dioramas that are really nice. Mm-hmm. Like you did a really good job. Mm-hmm. You posed all the figures really great, and then you just threw them into this case and threw them in the corner and just threw shit all around it.
Mm-hmm. That's the way it appears.
Yeah.
I like how he's displaying his watch batteries next to Devastator. That's really excellent.
That's the other one that's a bit odd. It's like that last shelf is the throwaway shelf.
He might just not be there yet.
Yeah,
maybe those are the supplies he's still working with on the side.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, yeah, I can see. You're right. It is foam and stuff on the side of it.
Yeah, I think it's unfinished. I think he's probably got plans on finishing it. But this is
good. Well done.
This looks good.
Yeah, but your display case shouldn't have crown molding.
Why?
Why?
Why not? I don't like the little door handle knobs because I feel like visually that does kind of mess up the shelf, the second to bottom one. But even that, you really only see it if you're looking for it.
It's funny. I didn't notice them, and the photo of the
I still
movie boxes, the doors are open. So when they took the individual photo, he opened the doors so you can't see him.
Yeah, and he went with printed backgrounds, but I think it works.
Yeah, it does work. I agree.
He's got to transform that blaster. He's got to make a change there.
Oh, yeah, that is a little weird.
Because it's bizarre. But
why do you think he did that?
I don't know.
Space. It's got to be a space issue, maybe.
Well, he could put 1 foot on the bottom level and then make him have another leg up higher if he need tough stuff.
The blaster?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's got plenty of options. Let me tell you what
I'm tired of the whole leg up posing. A lot of leg up posing going on here.
But it works. It works. It helps. It helps it look dynamic. And let me tell you what I like. If you look at the picture of Ironhide and all them with Autobot City in the background, so he's got the river running through it like the Brad Pitt film, but that sacrifices display space, but it looks interesting, and he was willing to write it off in order for an interesting look, and I respect that.
Mm-hmm.
No, it looks good. He did a good job.
Yeah.
We could cut off one of the robot's feet and make it look like it's doing a leg up with 1 foot in the water. One thing is,
if he had my X-Transbots Omnibot, he could just take the broken foot off, and then
it's just I'm nitpicking, but it's just in the overall scheme of things, it's a lot of earth and stone. I feel like it would have been cool. I get it because it's earth, and this is a lot of the scenes were just stone.
Yeah, Robert will just find anything.
I just wish maybe there was he or she split it up between Earth and Cybertron.
No, strong disagree.
I'll tell you why. You know why the Cybertron doesn't work? If you go back to this Ironhide photo, this is the problem that you have, is the paint looks so shiny and then it just looks fake. The reason why the rock looks so good is because it's matte, it's dull. But if you look at this with the orange thing, it's supposed to look like Autobot City and it has a little bit more gloss to it. I know there's ways to take that away, but that to me, just from an artistic standpoint, looks odd when it's so shiny. And so I think if you did a whole Cybertron and you didn't do it right.
If the more cartoon accurate that these figures become, the worse they look in these cartoon backgrounds. So I actually prefer the stone and rock, more realistic looks.
But what you could do with metallic, Cybertron kind of stuff, is you could put LEDs in it and have it lit, the actual ground. You know how many leg ups you can get with all that Cybertronian like height differentials? Everything could be having its legs up. One leg down, one leg up, everywhere.
Yeah, but I think it looks good. The only thing I would consider changing is where the furniture actually is, and maybe the furniture itself. But especially with like room for expansion, because there's not a whole lot of that.
Yeah, I think
Blaster
Blaster should have one corner up and one corner lower.
But still in the cassette.
Still
mode.
in the cassette.
Yes.
Yeah. Just
Not
cantilevered.
it's just leaving, right?
Look at the gun. Look at the gun. Look at this blast.
Yep, exactly like that.
The stock is up. The nozzle's down.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Look at eject. Leg up, leg down.
Let's move on.
Leg up, leg down.
So this is it's a Remy.
All right, Remy.
Ooh, I love his.
Whoa, what's up with the stairs? You got some
Don't
NC
play on
Escher going
stairs, children.
So
how did that Ultra Magnus get up there in truck mode? He ain't driving on those stairs.
He walked up there and then he transformed. Jeez, where's your imagination?
I know there's some actually cool going on in here.
It's interesting. Just when I think I hate some of it, I don't. Right. So
it's stressing me out.
Let's start with the full picture one. So that's the space. And I feel like he cut the space in half. Like it could be wider. Do you know what I mean?
I think Jetfire is bad for the environment, dude.
Yeah. So at first I find that really off-putting, but then the more I look at it, I'm like, no, it's kind of cool. The Jetfire,
it's cool
smoke effect, the kind of furniture being at different levels at first is really off-putting, but the fact that he's like building bridges between them does kind of add something.
So yeah, like this is the thing. I know these are where we're in 2021 or something like that. That's where these photos are coming from. So if this just keeps on building and there is clouds and there is like you get rid of the boxes and this thing's been built out, like I think this person is on to something. It just isn't there yet.
Yeah, he's like quick, easy fix. You got to get rid of those boxes.
Right, and the painting.
So I'm
of
not
the
a fan.
Prime and Megatron.
I'm not a fan.
No.
Okay, what aren't you feeling here?
I feel like there's like cool ideas. I'm just not sure about the execution of any.
Yeah, I think that's how we feel too.
Yeah, and that's fair. That's totally spot on.
Yeah, I think that's how we feel. Mm-hmm.
That wall color's got to go. It doesn't work with that orangey color.
It's so strange. Like, look at the picture with Omega Supreme and Scorponok, and he's got this like odd cabinet that's like on stilts.
Yeah. That's got to be bolted into the ground. How does that stay up?
It doesn't usually.
Well, there's a box underneath that might be part of it. I can't tell.
Yeah, I feel like it's it's very like hodgepodgey. I don't know.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say that the one shelf with just Streetwise in it is a bit of a waste of space.
Yeah, that's the one that doesn't work.
That's beautiful. Do you think he painted the walls blue?
And is that like
no? It looks like panels because
the walls are definitely painted blue.
But
it's smoke from
clouds.
Down there. So I can't tell what's going on with Predaking or where the Predacons
is that
are.
Like what
is
that?
Supposed to be smoke
or sky?
It's supposed to be the sky. That's why it's blue with the clouds.
Yeah, I think that's the attempt, but I just don't know.
And then he's got like this pink foam up above Megatron in them. I don't know, dude. I think that you're onto something. It's just got to look.
The Dinobots are all right.
It's just got to. You got to pull this together.
Right.
You got to tie this together. This needs to look more cohesive. Like
the sludge pulling on the palm tree is cool.
Yeah, the Dinobot shelf in and of itself is pretty good.
Like I think you have an interesting idea, but it's just not there.
It's not fully imagined
at all.
What do you think of the display case for his accessories?
Oh, yeah, I don't like that. I mean, I like that.
That's got to go.
Yeah, I like it as a concept, but it's not sitting in there in prime real estate.
I thought it was a building. There's supposed to be a building from far away. I didn't look at it in the up close picture, so I was like, oh, maybe it's just supposed to be a building, which would make sense if it like kind of pops out through the clouds like that.
Yeah.
I think the cloud in this cotton or whatever that he's using for the clouds has. If you're going to build this one-off world that you never want to change again, I think it's a good idea, and I think you could do some really cool stuff with it. But yeah, I need to see how this looks now.
That pink foam,
look the same.
the pink foam behind the purple walls where Megatron and Astrotrain are, it looks like that's terrain. terrain, like that he's planning on using, but he's got it behind these purple walls that look ridiculous.
Especially with the purple bots like in front of them.
Yeah, that's that arc nemesis look. It doesn't really work. Very rarely. Every now and then we've seen it work, but for the most part.
And look, there's a detail next to it that he didn't show, but you can see it in that one photo. Where I keep saying he, but maybe she. But Remy didn't show. If you look at that Megatron picture you're just looking at with the terrain, there's a white detail in the right corner, so that goes down further.
There's an MP10 trailer up there. I see a shoulder of MP10 there.
Remy didn't want that in the photos.
What are you hiding, Remy?
What are you hiding, Remy? And what do you got stashed away in these drop ceilings, Remy? Out with it.
Yeah.
I just think, look, if you painted that wall blue because you want it to be sky, the sky has other colors. You could make it more interesting. And it would go better with the orange. You could go with more of sunset tones.
But Robert, if you're just looking at it, through this cotton and there's just little pieces of it, it's not going to matter. I think
I'm seeing a wall everywhere.
No, but I don't think it was like, hey, I'm going to paint this blue and then go from there. I just kind of think it was already blue.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think that this is like stupid. I don't know if you've got it fully figured out yet, but I think it's worth exploring.
Remy, stop what you're doing and text Bobby the newest update.
Yes, please.
ASAP.
Please, actually.
What's that thing on the wall next to the Prime Megatron picture? What is that? It's behind Swoop.
Yeah, it is weird. It caught my eye too.
Yeah, it's like there's like a space for an Autobot symbol to go in it, but the Autobot symbol's out, and it looks like it might be a display base. Do you know what I'm saying? Like
where
that.
He had Jetfire.
Yeah.
But Laura has found something else. Look next to Slag's right knee.
I saw it, the little sloth or whatever, this little porcelain creature.
Yeah, there's a story to that I'd like to know.
It's very Jisk of you. What he did.
So our next one is from somebody who I know. We've debated many times in my DMs. I'm quite familiar with this gentleman. And at one point, I think he even told me, when is mine? So I can show people how it's really done. This is from...
Oh, dude.
I know. This is from Inhaled Farts.
Come on.
I swear.
The dude's name is Inhaled Farts.
So looking at the first photo, I'm imagining that he's putting me on a bit. Just Marvel Legends sort of tossed about. On a Billy setup, looks like. Which looks
Dusty.
There's a doggy.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It's great.
I gotta tell you. So I don't really. I'm gonna be honest. I don't really look at the submissions until we do this because I don't like to really I like it all to be a real reaction to it. This is a mess, but I think he knew that when he sent it in. I mean, your furniture matches, so you can eventually do something with it if you kind of reorganize it and get rid of these bins with Lego parts and all that kind of stuff, and clean the floor up and put your shoes away like an adult.
You're crazy, man. This is beautiful.
Oh, well, it's very similar to some of your shelves. So.
Look at this. It's a the figures laying down, standing up, hodgepodge. There's some boxes in one of them, a bag of garbage hanging on a doorknob.
Dude,
shoe and dirty laundry.
I was literally just sending you this photo going, this is my favorite part right here.
There's a pile of dirty laundry. The dog is just like, I hate my life.
And just how dirty, dude, you kept someone prisoner in this room. Look at the chips out of the side of this door. Like someone has tried to escape this room and couldn't.
Nobody uses the doorknob for some reason. They just grab the side of the door with their dirty fingers every time. Why is that dirty? Why is the side of the door dirty?
You should change the name from Inhaled Farts to Farty Fingers.
Yeah, it's just like
inhaling farts. Why can't I find a girlfriend?
You're inhaling them because whoever you got locked in here, you're scaring the shit out of them. Stop torturing those people.
Yeah, and here's something else. This is real quick. This is actually a real criticism. Obviously, I think that he was just trying to have a go. But I hate when people do this. When people have the two bookshelves and instead of making them meet, they overlap them and just write a portion of it off. Not good. Not good. Not acceptable. You can buy Little Billies. There's better alternatives.
Don't have them meat. Have them veg.
Right. You could buy a corner piece, or you could just sacrifice that negative space behind the shelves in the corners when you have a meat. But you're sacrificing space one way or another, and this way it just looks terrible.
Yeah.
But maybe you're not worried about the way that it looks overall, really. Some people don't care. I'm getting a don't care vibe in a lot of these photos. Yeah. That is the thing. I'm getting it. Look at this war machine hanging onto the shelf for dear life. They're all just holding on to me. Like, don't let me fall, bro.
I like this guy's style.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dude, I love that you're just like, yeah, want to go see my room, man? Oh, how many people have you said that to? You want to go see my collection? That's how you get them in there.
And then he starts going,
yeah. They're like, why does it smell like farts in here? You're like, exactly.
Let's move on to the last entry for this afternoon.
Needs work, farts.
Yeah. This is from David G. So he has an interesting approach here. So this is the Robert D. Toff Legends formula applied to Masterpiece.
Dude, Laura's going to love this one. You'll see why.
There's a few. There's a few. Look at all right, so what we're talking about, obviously, Laura is always talking about how we should do more fishing wire stuff. Look at Ramjet. Look how awful he looks.
Is he the yellow one?
No, the white one.
Oh. Dude, that's not what I mean.
But I actually don't hate
but
this.
This one doesn't look bad.
Yeah, I don't hate this at all. It's Robert D's Legends method applied to Masterpiece. You put the big bots as like the center case, and then you put the smaller bots around them, and he created the shelf space to have that sort of room. You know, like I could critique the kind of technique with his painting and stuff of like the diorama stuff. Like he's not there yet. But like if you look at like I think what some of the bigger issues is that like he has these big mountainous peaks kind of in the background that allow for single stack characters, and then most of the foreground is just this flat surface, and that doesn't allow for enough variation of vertical space, so it still ends up having the same problems that a lot of other shelves have, minus that like tier of stuff in the back, and then the big bots, and then the stuff on fishing wire, obviously.
Yeah, and that's what I have to say. Like I'm not trying to mean this in a negative way. I'm like giving constructive feedback. It's just the execution. I see the idea, and the idea should work in theory. I just think the execution is not there yet.
Yeah, but I think it will work. Like
you got a lot of figuring out to. There's a lot of things that this person has to figure out in terms of like you need stuff in the foreground, like Bobby just said. If you need some rocks in the front of some of these figures to give it more depth, so it doesn't, because right now it doesn't look great just having this.
Yeah, it looks too much. Too much.
Yeah,
you need some leg up, leg down space going on, brother.
Yeah. So I think you need to bring a lot of that terrain forward.
Yes.
You know, you can make it look real, you know, and maybe take some bots out. I would take out bots to add more terrain to make it look real. The goal, I think, for me, for you, is to have it look better and display less if that's what it needs. Mm-hmm. Like if you're going for this type of thing, then it's all about the environment and less about the figures that are in it.
And it's the same like if you look at like the Unicron display. So
that one doesn't work for me for some reason.
Because he didn't put forth the same effort with it.
It's fabric. What is that?
So it's distracting to the eye. And then the floor, he just put like a piece of fabric over the floor.
It's the fabric of space-time.
And instead of actually like doing the work and carving out the rock and everything for these figures, you know what I mean? Like if he were to paint the background like actual space, put the rocks in the same level variation that he has here, it would work.
I think he's got toy boxes under there.
I would almost rather have the whole background be black and have them be standing on whatever this blue stuff is.
Neither of it would work. I don't know.
I mean, but he does evoke the movie poster. He gets credit for that.
Yeah, well, I think that
not great though. I'd rather have the movie poster.
I think it does work if he put forth the same, because like there's more effort in the land one, like the season 1, season 2 one. There's more effort there. If he put the same effort into the movie one, that one would work.
Bobby, does foam just come in squares or rectangles?
For the most part.
So I don't think like a rectangle sheet.
I don't think you put much effort into the earthen stuff then, because it's just a rectangle and a square, really.
No, but he carved out, like he put in carving work on those rock faces. He
So he just like the rock faces need to have, like they currently offer that like really high level,
and that's it.
And then the ground.
Yeah,
but we need the rocks to be like
sloping.
Yeah, exactly.
Have put some of these trees
levels
down on the bottom. Mm-hmm. Sorry, go ahead.
No, and yeah, there's too many people on the floor. I can't see.
Get them up.
Can't see what's going on.
But I mean, like
thin them out.
It's definitely the first time that we've seen, you know, a Menastor, a Bruticus, a Devastator, like all fighting together. Like again, like I think,
the action,
the thought here works. Cool. It's the execution.
Yeah, you got push it more. They need more environment to interact with.
Yeah.
Also, look at it more like a stage, like when you're watching a play.
Yeah.
So you don't, because that's what this is. So you can't have things in the way of other things. Like the center of this is very busy and crowded. You can't really see much.
Yeah. Yeah. Agreed. I mean, all 5 of the Dinobots are in there. There is thought. I mean, even like, I think this orange box behind Jetfire is supposed to be the Ark, but it just looks like an orange box. Do you know what I mean?
Yes, I was zooming in on that, trying to figure out if there was.
Oh, right. Okay. I was wondering what that is.
Like that's supposed to be the Ark
coming
crashed
out of
into
the Ark.
yes, but it just looks like a box because like he's not. I think he got excited and he wanted to put the figures in, and if he'd have just spent a little bit more time on the place where they were going to go, he would have actually got what he was trying to do, but it doesn't look fully realized.
No, I think you're right.
But I think it's better than a lot of the stuff we see, and I think it has potential to be great. It just needs to be rethought. He has the right amount of space for it. So like there is some stuff here that works.
Cursive handwriting.
I want to see the leg lamp illuminated.
Let me hear.
I want a human monkey hybrid.